I'm happy to be able to make this commentary. We have worked closely with the applicant in trying to achieve something that would
and Victor, I'm sorry to interrupt you again. If you wouldn't mind saying your name.
I'm sorry.
In the microphone. Sorry.
My name is Victor Wexler.
Thank you.
WEXLER. I am the single member representative, the commissioner for the structure. The church falls entirely within my elected parameters. We've all worked a lot on this for a long time, and what interests me as I begin to try to curb my verbosity by reading is that the ANC feels that it's an integral part of this process, and we feel that we have a real responsibility because we are the only elected representatives who are able to articulate what we feel is to the benefit of the neighborhood, to the residents, to the businesses, and the people living here. On November 9th, 2011, the ANC voted unanimously to support the concept design which was presented at that time. While the resolution of support expressed the pleasure of the ANC at the many triumphs of the concept design presented at that time, in particular the gorgeous, faceted, crystalline ornamentation atop the church entrance, as well as the preservation and expansion of vegetative space and efforts to enhance the green swath in front of the church. We all felt that Lower 16th Street would benefit enormously from the elegance of the new structure. The church falls entirely, as I've said, between my member district, and I was elected to articulate what I would believe would be the best benefit of the residences and businesses that create the avenue of the presidents, even as it approaches the White House itself. We feel the applicant's design in this last iteration does that. Within the resolution of approval, the ANC did express some concern at the massing of the new proposed building. I was, therefore, enormously pleased that in the subsequently revised concept design, the one under consideration now, that our concern was successfully addressed by the elimination of 2 floors. Therefore, I feel that the original resolution is even stronger now, as it presently exists in the revised design. The newly revised concept design was submitted to the board in the hope and the reasonable expectation that the board would also be pleased by the significant reduction in size and height of the new church. But much to my chagrin, the board has again sent back the application for further contraction. The board knows well the history of the concept design revisions and the applicant's attempts to work with the board to achieve compliance with the board's wishes in this regard. In fact, it strikes me as a grand example of the applicant working with the board to answer previously expressed concerns and requests. At this point in time, I believe the applicant's efforts have been successful. I am disappointed and dismayed that the board has once again sent the application back. The board staff report informs us of the importance of historical preservation, a concern we all share. The ANC is satisfied, but the board objects to a relatively few feet of construction that this last revision represents in regard to the official height limitation. As I see it, this last iteration, which we've been treated to, is acceptable, as the few feet in question regarding the height limitation seems to fit in nicely and imperceptibly with the neighborhood buildings, at least to the eye of this if not expert, a somewhat educated beholder. Finally, but very importantly, the judgment of the ANC is supposed to be considered with great weight by all city agencies. But here our view is entirely ignored by the board, which represents a violation of that officially recognized standard. In closing, I ask the board to fulfill its obligation and give due consideration to the great weight that the decisions of the ANC are meant to carry. It is time for the history of this effort of compliance to previous objections of the board to end. The voice of the people as expressed by its duly elected representatives needs to be recognized and the applicant's efforts be finally vindicated. That is the spirit, and that I ask you to accept this latest revised application. Thank you.
Mr. Wexler, I just have one quick clarification.
Yes.
In your statement, you talk about the board's decision to reject. Do you mean the staff? The board hasn't
Staff
really
report.
acted.
I'm not.
The board's
I'm not
it's the
very
staff's
good on the
recommendation to the
text.
board. Okay.
Yes, you're right. Thank you. I thank
That
you.
for the record.
I thank you.
We have that active.
And actually,
review
just
yet.
for my own clarification, the law requires us to give great weight. It doesn't mean we have to agree.
No.
The implication was that giving great weight means we have to agree.
No, I
in
mean
your
consideration.
presentation. Yes.
Consideration.
I understand.
Mr. Sonderman,
We're happy to do
I will
that.
speak to that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you for
Wexler.
listening.
Thank you.